Morning and welcome back to Sean's Auto Repairs in sunny Ramsgate. Today we've got a little project, not a very big job at all. It's a 2007 Ford Fusion, like a bigger Fiesta, blown up Fiesta. And today we've got a rear wheel bearing to do because it's noisy and it's got a bit of excessive play. And we've also got a rear shock absorber to do on the opposite side. So let's get it on and crack on with that. So it's a near side rear for the wheel bearing. Let's get it up and I'll show you what it's doing. Right, so we've got the car jacked up, and play wise you can see, I don't know if you can see that, got a bit of play there, and it's really rumbly. There might be a bit of noise from outside guys today because they're building work next door, so there's hammer drills and all sorts going on. Right, so let's get the wheel off. Right, so the wheel's off, and as you can see, really rumbly. So what we need to do next is to get that cap out and get the nut out that's in the middle there. Well, I've already taken this cap out, but I'll just show you, the principle of doing it. It's just a press-in cap, so normally someone's already been here before and put a little dent in the side of the cap. So with the cap in place, you just get a screwdriver or a chisel and just lever that out, and that pops out. And then inside there you have a 30mm nut, which is quite tight, so you'll need a breaker bar or something to get that out. So once you've got the 30mm nut out, then it's just a case of working the bearing off the shaft. So I'll just get that off for you and then we'll be back. Right, 30 seconds later we're back. All nice and clean and dusty in there. Needs a good clean out. The bearing is in here. You've got a washer. Take the washer out, and then you got a fixed bearing inside the hub there with the ABS ring. Got ABS here. We've got an ABS ring there. So let's have a look at the new bearing. Okay, 3 little bags to this back in this box. It's a Napa bearing, PWB 1154 wheel bearing kit, and in the kit you get your fixed bearing that needs pressing into the hub. You get a new nut, new dust cap, and 2 new circlips, one to go each side of the bearing. You also get a new ABS ring. Right, let's get on with getting the old one out. So first thing to do is we need to tap this ABS ring off, so we can get to the circlips inside. Looking in from the front, it doesn't look like there's any circlips in the front, so it may just be one in the back. But let's get the ABS ring off first. Right, that came off easy enough. You just have to wedge a screwdriver under the side of it, give it a whack, and then the cap pops off. So that's your old ABS ring, and you can see the magnetic lines in that. And under there we have one circlip. So let's get that circlip out. And this one, unlike a lot of them, doesn't seem to be stuck in the groove. So you've got your trusty circlip pliers, one in each tang. Give it a squeeze, give it a wiggle, and out it pops. One circlip. So we'll put that down there. Let's have a look at that. you can see the bearing, so it just pushes through from the other side. So let's get the press out and get pressing. Right, so we've got our trusty press kit out, and the cups we're going to be using today, we're going to be using a 46mm, is it 46mm? Yeah, 46mm cup to go in there to press the bearing out. That goes in there, and on the other side the receiving cup is going to be, I believe that's 72mm, so that's going to go on there. So let's get that set up and get pressing. Right, so we've got our pressing operation set up. We've got our small cup in there, we've got our receiving cup there, and these are 25mm nuts on each end with roller bearings. I've lubed up the thread, so let's stick a 25mm spanner on this end, and then we rest it on a bit of wood to stop it damaging the threads on the floor. And I ain't got another 25, so I'm using a 26mm, and we'll start turning and see if we can press this out. Right, I've just heard the click or the clunk, so we know the bearing has started moving. Now we just need to keep pressing in. And like on previous videos, I'll probably put you on fast forward to get you to the end. To save time, we'll just cut to the end. Right, I'll put the camera back on because we're getting near the end. Let's just turn you around a bit. It's getting fairly easy now. I can see through the little slot in the cup that it's nearly out. There we go. Let's take the spanner off. And there we have the bearing on the shut. Oh no, that's not the thing, it's in the cup, isn't it? So, alright, let's take this off. Right, the screws near the end. Alright, so you take the receiving cup off. There's your bearing. Let's see if we can see any play in there. Oh, it sounds really noisy and really rough. So that's your dead bearing. And then that just leaves your receiver, your pressing out cup on the shaft. Right, so while the compressor was on, it gave me a chance to clean out the inside of this drum. So you can see where the bearing sits against that lip in there. And then you've got the circlip groove goes around there. So what we'll do, next step is to press the new bearing in reverse order to what we've just done. Right, I've lubricated the bearing a little bit to make it easy to go in, and I've just started it off by tapping it into the hole to make sure it's going in nice and straight. Now we're using slightly different sized cups to press the where's it gone now? I've lost it. Where did I put it back? That's it. To press the bearing in, we're using a 52mm because that's just slightly narrower than the bearing we're pushing in. And on the back, we're using a 74mm cup because that, I'll leave it on there, as a receiving cup because that just fits over the flange of the hub. Right, so let's get set up and get ready to press the bearing in. Alright, here's our setup all ready to go. We've got the receiving cup or the bearing there sitting nice and straight with the 72mm cup, so we're going to push it in with that, and then I'll bring you back when the bearing's pressed fully home. Well, I could just show you a bit of the action and we'll speed it up at the end. Let's get a bit of light so you can see. Hang on. I'll put some light there, so now you can see what's going on. And if you watch this bearing here, you'll see it slowly push into the hub. Now you can use power tools, as I've previously said before, but with a power tool you don't have so much feel on the thread, and if things go tight or things go wrong, you won't feel it and you won't end up doing damage. So if you use hand tools, you can feel what's going on. You can feel whether it's going in nice and smoothly and whether it stops or gets caught, and then you can reassess. But at the moment it's all going in nice and smoothly. If you haven't got one of these presses, I suppose you could either do it on a big floor press, or or if you haven't got a press at all, you can always beat it out with a hammer. But you're more likely to cause damage that way, I suppose. So not really recommended. As you can see, we're getting into the centre of the hub. Alright, that's gone tight, so I reckon we should be right in. Let's undo this. Excuse the compressor. You can see it's fully home. The bearing is right up to the flange inside, up to the stop. Fully in there. So let's get our circlip and get that in. Alright, we now have our circlip. I'm going to squeeze that in there. And that, we'll give that a tap with a screwdriver, just to make sure that's seated. Which it is. Lovely stuff. Right, then we'll clean up the shoes inside the hub, and then we'll slot this back on. Right, I've cleaned up the brake shoes, checked the wheel cylinder works alright and no leaks, whatever. So that's good to go back together. I know what you're thinking, ABS ring. Nearly forgot that, didn't we? But I did. Right. So we're going to tap that on. So let's find a suitable tapping device to tap that over there. We need something that just fits over the edge of that ring. Right. Okay, so using our pressing cups, The 78mm just fits over the edge of that ABS ring nicely without hitting the ABS part. So we'll use that just to tap that in nice and squarely down onto there with the aid of a tapping device. So I'll be back in a sec. Right, using my cup and a tapping device, I've tapped that down. So you can see that's nice and even all the way around. No damage to the ring, lovely. Right, let's slot this back together. Alright, so that's the drum back on. That sounds a lot better already. And our new nut. That goes on there. Right, so that's been tightened down with the new nut. The torque for that is 235 Newton meters. It's a single use nut, as I said before. Now we need the cap. The nice shiny cap. That just goes in there. And while the compressor rod was on, I've just tapped that in with a tapping device. Just go around and tap it around with a screwdriver and a hammer. Lovely jubbly. Alright, let's put the wheel back on and we'll call that one done. Alright, that's all back together. Road wheels back on, as you can see down there. Wheel nuts torque up to, what was it, 110 Newton meters. So that's it for part one. Part two will be the shock absorber on the other side, and I'll see you there.